So now we're going to talk about the different muscular layers. So the way I always describe this is like picture your stomach like an onion. Right? There's multiple layers to it. You could peel off layer by layer, and you're going to see different directions for the muscle fibers. So the muscle fibers, based on their direction, that's going to do something different when it contracts. So these right here are what we call the oblique fibers. So the oblique fibers are really strongly linked to like the churning of the stomach, because a lot of people don't know this. The stomach obviously has hydrochloric acid inside of it, but it also mechanically is a blender, right? It does mechanical digestion, right? There's two forms of digestion. You have chemical digestion and mechanical. So I want you to think about it. It's like you bite an apple. All that chewing that you're doing, that's mechanical digestion. You're literally pulverizing it. But then you're slobbering all over it with your saliva, and that is going to start contributing to a chemical form of digestion. And then when you swallow that bolus down your esophagus and it goes and drops into your stomach, the stomach is going to continue the same thing. The hydrochloric acid is continuing the chemical digestion, but the stomach itself is going to churn it. It's going to move it around. I like to describe it similar to like a cement mixer, and it's going to move all that digested material around, exposing more surface area to the hydrochloric acid, and it's going to create this nutrient paste that we call chyme. So the oblique fibers are really good at that churn. They're really, really good at that churn. And then we have the circular fibers. So the circular fibers, or the circular layer, these muscle fibers, basically where they get really thick, you create a sphincter. So if we followed this down, in fact, I didn't even notice that. It's nice. So this green line here is showing you the circular layer. And so what's happening is this right here is a thickened portion of that circular layer that we call the pyloric sphincter. So when you make it really thick, it creates a closed off area. And that's a gate, right? That's a valve, essentially. So this circular layer is really good at constricting, so it can kind of help to push things through or to prevent things from going through inside of the stomach. And then we have the longitudinal layer, the longitudinal fibers, and these are just going to be going up and down the length of the stomach. So these are really good at propelling material through, so kind of like pushing it from that fundus down towards the pylorus, but it has to work in tandem with the circular layer to do it. So it's kind of like the circular layer like contracts, and then the longitudinal layer like pushes it through, so you're just, and that creates that peristalsis, that wave-like movement as the material is pushed through the stomach. So these are 3 layers.